everyone, welcome to a new live stream. Welcome to the daily live stream that we usually have. Of course, welcome Biliak. So what a tension globally that we have. Yeah, last night was very tense, and as you can see, of course, the NASDAQ has made a really remarkable reaction, right? And as expected, actually, right? We were expecting anyway this. Yeah, so we're gonna see what's gonna happen next. But yeah, I mean, the things are very obvious almost. The tension is very high, and I think, yeah, such a strike is not gonna be just passing just simply like that, I think. Hopefully that the peace reign everywhere, guys, but yeah, unfortunately, it's not a good thing for the market. And yeah, we were expecting anyway to move toward the downside. Hello, Felix. How you doing, man? So we were expecting for wave 4 anyway on NASDAQ, and here we go. It is unfolding as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 impulse toward the downside. We're looking for wave A to be done and finished. We have already finished 1, 2, 3, 4, and currently today we might see, of course, the wave 5 unfolding. However, of course, I mean, the wave 2, based on the time of this expanding flat, well, it can be, of course, possible that it might unfold right now, the wave 5. So yeah, we have passed the 1 to 1 fib time, so I would say, yeah, it is ready to move for lower, I would say today. So yeah, we're gonna watch and see what's gonna happen, but yeah, so far this looks like even as an expanding flat as well, A, B, and a C inside it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. The wave 5 is very close to be done and finished. One more high probably, and then moving down. Yep. So I see, of course, a wave 5 might unfold for wave A, and then, okay, then we see wave B, wave C later on to finish wave 4 potentially, of course, and then we re-estimate for higher prices again for wave 5. Okay, so basically for NASDAQ, everything works good, okay, as expected, knowing that there are some red, but we were expecting this, guys. Without, anyways, such a dump, we cannot, of course, continue for higher anyway. So if it was not the geo-global potential war or something like this to bring us down, definitely it would be something else. No worries. The market will always find a reason. Yeah, so this is basically regarding NASDAQ. Let's see SPX, what is doing. Today, of course, well, we didn't saw the same reaction for SPX. That's interesting. We didn't saw almost the same. Now, of course, we saw this yesterday, but the reaction was not the same as per NASDAQ, right? So, very interesting. Always SPX is a little bit behind, or the opposite of NASDAQ. I don't know why these days, but basically we're still corrective, but I mean this impulse was invalidated. If we take a look closer here, we did not took the low, right? We have 3 waves down, and potentially this wave B, well, can be, no, it's not an impulse even. It is corrective. Okay, we see, of course, interfering here, so there is no 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think something corrective is unfolding in this area, and potentially we might move toward the downside sooner or later. Okay, and of course the SPX is not very volatile as NASDAQ. We used to this, but we might see 3 ways down potentially, and then later on continuation. Yeah, we need anyway to have, of course, the 0.23 at least in case we are in a wave 4. Don't forget that NASDAQ is in a wave 4, which is bigger, yeah, than this wave 2, right? So NASDAQ has a big wave 2, this one, while SPX has a smaller wave 2, okay? So the wave 4 might unfold, of course, yeah, around the 0.23 here. And that's why maybe we don't see a lot of volatility, right? It doesn't need to be very low, same as NASDAQ. So therefore, I think that a wave 4, yeah, might unfold here kind of like corrective. I would say. Yep, so those are the possibilities. Okay, so NASDAQ, I would say, is moving down. SPX still, of course, showing some green, but I think it will follow, guys, sooner or later. And still, of course, working perfectly as per our expectation. I would say that everything is not surprising here, all right? So further lower prices might appear sooner or later for SPX. Biliac market moves, then finds the reason. Yes, of course. Exactly. So if not now, then it will find any reason, whether a war or not a war. Yeah, it always finds its reason. So yeah, hello man. Hi bro, how you doing? Nice to see you. And oil was crazy, Biliak. Last night, yes, yes, it spiked so high. And I think the gold as well. Let's see the gold, by the way. Let's mark the gold. So we started here, I think 11, and currently we are at 16. Okay. So basically, I mean, guys, of course, yeah, be careful. I mean, the things might escalate, of course. So it might also show up something very red as expected anyway. But yeah, be careful. It might be very, very deep. Yeah. So the gold. Let's see the gold. Okay, so yeah, very, very normal for the gold, and as expected again, of course, to move toward the upside with this bullish scenario. And that because, of course, yeah, obviously that the tension was already set up since there, and I think this geopolitical tension was already seen by some investors. I don't know how, but yeah, I mean, obviously the market was already preparing and reacting already for this scenario. Yeah, very interesting. Um, yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, this thing that happened here. I mean, obviously we were dumping like impulsively, and suddenly the things have started to move up and up in a leading diagonal. Once we saw a leading diagonal here, then okay, something is being cooked. Yeah. So this is what Elliott wave also shows always. I mean, even many people think that Elliott wave reacts to the news, but actually I see even Elliott wave reacts before the news. It prepares for the things. So yeah, I mean, here we go. The leading diagonal was prepared already before this. So yeah, I don't know how, guys. Of course, I mean there are some traders, I would say, Wall Street ways. I don't know. They have, of course, some knowledge there what it might happen and what is the threat coming in the next days fundamentally, and you start to see the market reacting already before the action. Yeah, so preparing for the scenario. And here we go. Yeah, we're moving toward the upside right now in this potential impulse as 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 here. We might have, let me check exactly the waves here, what's going on. So we have 1, 2. Now this can be a wave 4, but this wave 4 is very shallow. I think this is another 1, 2, guys. This has to be another 1, 2. So we have to add another 1, 2 here. Interesting. All right, so let's add another 1, 2. So we have another 1, 2 over there. Okay, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's better. And then we have a big wave 1, 2 here. 3, 4, and a 5, which is in bracket yellow. And it looks like, yeah, the things are going to escalate even for the gold. And maybe based on the situation. Nobody knows. Hi, Camel Blue. How you doing, man? You mean insider info? Yes, Louis. Yes, yes, this is what I mean. They have some info, of course. And yeah, yeah, I think exactly this is what you mean. Yeah, yeah. And I think that that many traders, I'm talking like on a big scale, guys, like the ways and some, I would say, powerful people, yeah, in the market, who has, of course, also a lot of influence on the market and on the chart, has have those infos before it happens. And I think one of them, I don't know if you heard about BlackRock and so on, that they have all these infos and so on that they give them to their customers. And yeah, so those things, this is exactly what I'm talking. I don't want to go deep into it, but yeah, I think they do have info about the things, how it's going on in the next, yeah, days. So here we go. So we have 1 2 1 2 3 4 and a 5, 4 and a 5, 4 and a 5 toward the upside. It's an impulse. We're gonna take the all-time high, guys. We're gonna take the all-time high, and I believe this, what it might unfold, is very interesting. If this is gonna start to be an impulse, therefore we have to consider here something impulsive. Yeah, so we have to take this as leading diagonal. We have no other option, knowing that as I mentioned, that the wave 3 is not really suitable here for a leading diagonal and longer than the wave 1. But still, I mean, with the rules of Elliott Wave International, that 3 is allowed to be longer, it works perfectly. But yeah, I don't like it. I like to stick a little bit with the original rules, but okay. So if this is a case scenario 1 2 3 4 and a 5, okay, then this is a leading diagonal 1 2 1 2 then. Yeah, so we're still looking for a huge impulse toward the upside, meaning, yeah, that's very big, guys. I don't know what's going on, but if this happens, that's very, very huge. That is very huge. We have double 1 2, big double 1 2s. Another 1 2 3 4 and a 5. Yeah, this is incredible. White. Okay. Wow. Yeah, the things are not even the chart itself. It says that the things are not easy. You know? The tension might raise up for the next weeks, months. Is I don't know, guys. I think, I mean, you know, the gold, when it goes up like this, it's not a good, it's not a really good signal for I mean, for peace and so on. Yeah, it's a war signal. So hopefully not, guys. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Okay, so for the gold, I would say higher possibility right now is for bullish. We're moving toward the upside. Let's see some targets. So the target, next target, let's take the main target of the wave 1 here. So we are looking minimum target to 1.618. Here we go. 3,558, meaning, of course, this is the all-time high already. Here we go. And this is only, it is only the wave 3 in the orange, okay? That it might be in the orange. Of course, we're gonna keep the ABC. Nobody knows what is gonna happen. Nobody knows, okay? So we're gonna keep the corrective scenario, but also it can be a wave 3 once you reach 3,558, and then having 4 and a 5. Okay, wave 3 4 and a 5 again. That's huge, I would say. So yeah, we might see even over 3,007 or 800 for the gold in the next weeks or months. Interesting, very interesting. Okay, that was for the gold, guys. I think this is the highest possibility anyway in both case scenarios. So as you can see, in the corrective wave, you still need to move for higher, okay? Currently, even if we are corrective in W, X, and a Y, you still need to finish an impulse toward the upside. And this impulse has started with several 1 and 2s, and you need to finish it. So you need to finish A, B, and a C, and then we reconsider the situation over there. So that is for the gold. Yeah, moving towards the upside. Let's see Nvidia, what is doing in this situation. Nvidia. Nvidia. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we saw a dump yesterday, of course, related as well to the news, but very interesting, up, down. Wow. Okay, that is serious. I'm just thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, but the wave 5 is longer than wave 3. Very interesting. Let me check. No, this is 3 waves. This is an impulse and moving back down. That's crazy. What a volatility on Nvidia. Okay. I'm just thinking, guys. I have to think with it. It's very yeah, it is a complicated one. Yeah, it is a complicated. Now this is definitely 3 waves down. We got an impulse. We got a very fast move towards the downside, which it can be wave 2, meaning bullish. That's a little bit awkward. Oof. And this wave is very volatile as well. How can we count this 1, 2? 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Now, I think this is a wave 4 here. So I think this is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Very, how to say, very tight. Okay, very fast. Wave 4, 3, 4, and still unfolding as a zigzag. And you might have wave 5, 4, and a 5. So I think this is kind of not an impulse. I know that it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 internally, but I think it's just volatility, guys. I think it's just volatility, simply volatility. But because we didn't took the high and we moved down very fast, and you have a big wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Yeah, I think it's gonna move down, guys. It's gonna move down. Even despite a very tricky move here, but I think it's gonna move down. Okay, I think still the same scenario as expected for a wave 4, but very tricky. Yeah, very tricky price action. But I think it's gonna end up as a wave A, 3 waves, wave B, wave C. So we're gonna stick with the scenario currently. Nothing is showing really bullish. Okay, knowing that it can be a 1, 2 here, but I don't see even like A, B, and a C. Even the wave C is not finished. 1, 2, 1, 2, 4, 5, 4, 5. It's gonna take the low. It's gonna take the low, definitely. I don't think this is gonna be bullish, but if in case it happens, what is the key level? Key level is there. This one. Taking this price, meaning kind of like confirmation for higher. Okay. Why? Because it is invalidation of the impulse towards the downside. 144K, $144. So if we take this price, that means, of course, that as this impulse is gone, it turns corrective. This impulse is in play, and we're moving for higher. Okay, if we take this low, definitely we are bearish. But be careful, it might finish A, B, C. So A, B, and a C. So this wave C need one more leg, which is very close already to the 886, right? Let me check. Wave 2. Well, yeah, it didn't. Yeah, I mean, it's very close. I mean, if you take the 886 here with the wave 5 when it goes down here, well, yeah, I cannot say it is very bullish. Yeah, because the 886 as a wave 2 doesn't work so much. Okay. So I think that it's still bearish, guys. I think the low is gonna be taken for a wave A, B, and a C still, or WX and a Y, something like that. Complex structure correction. Key level to be watched is 144 for the bullish. Okay, and basically yeah, this is for Nvidia. I'm sticking with the scenario, guys. I'm gonna stick with the wave 4 in the orange. And of course, until we take the invalidation 144. Let's take a look at Palantir at 30-minute. Okay, so we have a Palantir. Let's see what is going on Palantir. Okay. All right, so yeah, basically yesterday we were estimating a wave 2 here, and obviously it's still working. We saw an impulse after it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. But let's check the eligibility of this impulse. Okay, so let's see if this wave 3 is longer than the wave 5. Is it? No, wave 5 is bigger, is longer. And wave 1 definitely longer than wave 3, so it is not an impulse, guys. So if we are looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, the wave 3 is the shortest. It is not allowed. And this is not an impulse. Therefore, it is corrective. And when it is corrective, meaning we're moving toward the downside. So we have to be careful. It might have finished kind of like a structure here. A, B, and a C also, or W, X, and a Y. If this is like kind of like a corrective and maybe still looking for something for higher, we're gonna see this. Be careful, it might be of course ABC, opening the scenario for the W, X, and a Y, or ABC here, this scenario. Here we go, where you have 3 ways up, zigzag, correction as an X, zigzag for a wave Y. Okay, so be careful with this one too. Okay, so basically I would say for the bearish, be careful, it might start to unfold something towards the downside, because this already, even if it is corrective 3 ways, it can be kind of 3 ways by 3 ways. Okay, it ends up corrective and moving for lower. For the bullish, let's check for the bullish in case we are bullish, and let's say this is a double 1 2 or triple 1 2, it can be. So 1 2 1 2, and then big wave 1 2, and then 3 4 5 toward the upside. How much possible that is? Well, it can be, but it's I mean, under the circumstances right now, NASDAQ dropping down, Nvidia dropping down, Palantir, why it should move up, right? I mean, logically as well. But let's say confirmation for higher is simply taking the high here, yeah, meaning you finished 1 2 1 2 1 2, you're moving for wave 3. If you take this high, it is kind of like confirmation for higher, but always be careful, because of course it can still finish anytime a wave C or a wave Y, okay, in this blue box. Now preferably that we take the blue box anyway, but yeah, I mean, those are currently right now the fib levels. I would like to see the 1-to-1, yeah, the 1-to-1 fib level, A, B, and a C, yeah. So be careful, it might be kind of like a zigzag maybe finishing or something like this, but taking the high, I would say confirmation. Higher possibility is to continue for lower here, okay? And it can be that the wave Y is already finished and done there, and we move toward the downside for a wave 2 here, which it can be of course a big wave 2. Yeah, so in case we are in a big wave 2, well, I doubt it a little bit, but yeah, like A, B, and a C. Yeah, so but can be, it can be, guys. After wave 1, A, B, and a C can be wave 2 and moving toward the upside, or we are very corrective and it might dump even lower, which it might turn into 3 ways down, 3 ways up, and 1 2 3 4 5 to take the low again. So that is very bearish, okay? And then of course moving for higher, definitely, right? Yep, so that is for Palantir. Let's watch, of course, those levels. Let's put the price, by the way, as a key level 139. Okay. If you are under this price, we're moving for lower, guys, definitely. Okay, under this price. Taking this price, okay, you have to watch the next targets, the blue zone. We might drop from there. Very simple. Okay, so that is for Palantir. Let's see Tesla at 35. So with Tesla, let me just arrange everything. All right, Tesla. Okay, for Tesla, okay, still as so far as expected, wave 4. Nice. No invalidation has been given yet. So this is your invalidation of the bullish scenario at exactly price 305. So by all means, if this ABC wave 4 is gonna dive deeper and take this $305, meaning it interfered with the zone 1, meaning invalidation of the impulse toward the upside, and you can forget about a wave 5, wave 1, okay? You might continue for lower or sideways. Why I don't think that we might move for lower so much as well, because in case we are in an impulse toward the downside, this is a wave 4. It has already invalidated the bearish impulse. Meaning, if this is gonna move for lower, if it's gonna invalidate this, so yeah, it's very sideways. And don't forget that if I'm taking this like 1, 2, 3, 4, also invalidation toward the upside. So yeah, very, very sideways for Tesla and very corrective, but higher potential is to move towards the downside. So all the invalidation has been taken toward the downside and toward the upside before it. And currently, if we take this one, 305, we're gonna invalidate the move toward the upside again. And that means, okay, it's a final decision, I believe, and it moving toward the downside, because you don't have anyway an impulse here. So as 1, 2, 3, 4 already invalidated. So what we are looking at is already corrective, guys. 3 waves toward the upside, 3 waves down. Potentially it can move one more wave toward the upside and moving down. But it can be that, okay, I'm done with the correction 3 waves. That was it. I don't need a bigger 3 waves. I'm just gonna dump from there. This is the thing, right? Confirmation 305. Okay, 305. And you know, in a bigger picture, of course, for Tesla, we are looking at 2 scenarios possible, which are, of course, a triangle, where you see this triangle line here, the yellow one, as an A, B, C, D, and an E. So the wave C has to be a zigzag, and this might be it. Okay. Another scenario is a expanding flat W, zigzag for the X, and a zigzag for the wave Y. Don't forget the wave Y can be a flat, kind of, or it can be a triangle, by the way, triangle, and it can be a zigzag. Wave Y has many opportunities. Now, if you have W as a flat, preferably you get a zigzag. Okay, as alternation, preferably you get a zigzag or a triangle. Yeah, and maybe because of all the invalidation up and down, we invalidated all the impulses. That might be the reason that we are very corrective in this area. Okay, so this is the thing for Tesla. But guys, higher potential right now anyway. Even if you are corrective, you need one more leg toward the downside. In all patterns, in zigzag, in triangle, A, B, C, D, and E. In a flat, you need 3 ways down, 3 ways up, 5 ways down. Meaning this leg has to unfold, yeah, sooner or later. Cool. Yep, that was it for Tesla. Let's see the Apple. All right, at 40 minutes. Well, Apple is struggling, and I think the situation now is getting worse for it. Here we go. Yeah. Red day yesterday. Okay. So we were expecting this, yeah. We are expecting a wave one here, and here we go. It was given, and that because of course you have a W zigzag, you have the X as a zigzag also, and you have an A, B, C, D, and an E as a wave Y. This is a W, X, and a Y. The wave Y is allowed to be, as I mentioned, triangle, zigzag, flat, and in this case scenario it is a triangle. And you got a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 potentially. Let me check exactly where to start counting this impulse and where the wave Y has finished. So basically, yes, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. A, B, C, 3, 4, and a 5. Okay, that can be somehow like that. Very choppy, but yeah, somewhere from here. We can start to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Wave 4 did not interfere with the zone 1. So if this is your wave 1 internally here, you have your wave 2, 3, 4 not interfering with the zone 1, wave 5 given yesterday, and of course currently you're looking for a wave 2. Okay, this is exactly what we would like to see. As expected again, of course, wave 2 might unfold, and once we finish kind of like 3 waves zigzag here, it might be, and then 3, 4, 5 towards the downside. Why? Because on the daily for, do I have the WX and a Y? Yes, let's take it here. I think this one. What is it? Here we go. Yes, okay, this one. So on the daily, we are looking for a W, X, and a Y, and probably the wave Y is a zigzag this time. It's a double zigzag. Double zigzag. So you have already A, B, and a C. This is the wave B. The W, X, Y internally, the complex structure, is your wave B for a zigzag. And you have the X here in between as a bridge. W, X, and a Y. Targets, since a long time we were looking for this target, and probably the blue box that it might be hit. 157. Yep, so still working as expected as well. Nothing has changed. Everything still expected. Let me check again what is going on with yeah, here we go. Continue toward the downside as expected. Okay, gold. I just want to see the volatility, if there are some. Yeah, there are volatility, guys, so be careful. Be careful, guys. SPX also. Okay, let's see the SPX 6000, and we move toward the wave C. All right, guys, that was it for the market analysis. Thank you for watching. I just want to remind you guys that this is our last stream for this month, or I would say for the next 2 weeks, because I will be, of course, traveling. And I will try my best, of course, in case I get a very good connection where I am in the hotel. So I will try to have some live streams. And of course, the videos will be there. So I'm gonna try to make videos, and maybe I make one video. I'm gonna think about it, how I'm gonna plan it, but I think I'm gonna make one video for NASDAQ, SPX, gold, Nvidia, and Tesla, for example. Just make one video, full video, uploaded daily, and in this way, of course, you can get an overview always, as we have every day. Cool? All right, guys. NGC, hi KG, can you please check the oil as special request? Okay, yeah, the Brent oil, you mean? Or the oil, the crude oil? I think this one, the Brent, right? Brent, yeah, it's crazy. It's moving really high, but let's check on the all time. Okay. Okay, it's a 3 waves toward the downside. So yeah, it's time anyway to move for higher for the crude oil. Yeah, and it is a leading diagonal. It's a leading diagonal. So what do you have here is a leading diagonal, meaning when you see a leading diagonal, guys, 70% goes for a wave 1 in an impulse when you see a leading diagonal. Very rare, or 30%, it goes in ABC for a wave A. Higher possibility goes for wave 1 in an impulse, always diagonals. So very interesting thing. So you have 1, 2 here, A, B, and a C. And then you have a wave 3 still unfolding, of course, toward the upside. So this is your main scenario. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another wave 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 for higher. Okay. A, B, and W, X, and Y. Okay. In zigzags. Okay. So you have a zigzag here. And then 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, that's very huge, guys. Wow. Okay, that's problematic, I think, also, right, for the economy. Okay, 4, 5, 4, 5. So how many 1, 2s? We have 3. In the low here, you have 3 1, 2s, guys. So the first one is 1, 2, 3. Currently made the wave 4. Currently working on the wave 5. There we go. And this is gonna be a very fast one. This is the most explosive one. Yeah, and you know why. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. And here we go. And you have a big wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Here you go. So we're gonna finish wave 3, 4, 5 to finish wave 3 and 4 and a 5. Yeah, very huge. Simply start off a new structure. Starting a new structure, by all means, here where you have finished big 3 waves down. Okay, maybe even like expanding flat A, B, and a C. The wave C has to be very impulsive. Yeah, scary. Okay, so that was for the crude oil, for Brent oil, right? Okay, so yep, that was it for today, guys. As I mentioned, so we're gonna see much more videos. In case, of course, there is no good connection, I'm gonna try my best to get one. But yeah, I don't think that it's gonna be a good place for connections there. All right, guys. So see you in the next one then. Have a nice day. Bye bye.